When did I realize my accent was a problem? Probably the first time a kid raised his hand just to correct how I said schedule. I moved from Georgia to Boston 5 years ago. Back home, I taught English too. Same grammar, same rules. But here, apparently, I spoke it wrong. I learned quickly that people don't correct you to help. They do it to feel taller. My first day at Roosevelt Middle School, I spent the entire morning rehearsing how to introduce myself. Good morning, class. My name is Mr. Daniel Parker. Simple enough, right? At 8:01, 37th graders walked in. Within 5 minutes, one whispered, "Why does he talk like that?" Another giggled. I pretended not to hear. During lunch, another teacher asked where I was originally from, then said, "Your English is so good." I smiled because what else could I do? By October, I'd stopped speaking much outside lessons. I let videos and slides do the explaining. My classroom sounded like a YouTube tutorial with a live audience. The principal visited once. Afterward, she said, "Your students seem engaged, but you could project more confidence." Translation: sound like a Bostonian. Every night, I practiced pronunciation videos, tongue placement, stress, rhythm, R sound, not ah, car, not ka. It felt ridiculous, mimicking voices like a parrot just to be heard. Then came parent-teacher conferences. One mom sat down, folded her arms and said, "My son says he can't understand you. Maybe you should slow down." I did. She frowned. "Now you're being condescending." I went home that night and seriously considered quitting, not because I couldn't teach, but because I was tired of explaining that I could. The next morning, something strange happened. A student, Emily, quiet girl, usually sketching in her notebook, stayed after class. She said, "Mr. Parker, I like how you talk. It sounds like stories." That stuck with me. Stories. So the next week, I leaned into it. I started telling short examples from my own life while teaching grammar. When we did adjectives, I described my grandmother's kitchen. Warm, loud, always smelled like cornbread. The kids listened. They even laughed. One day, a student who used to mock me asked, "So, did you always want to teach English?" I said, "No, I wanted to play baseball, but my mom wanted job security." They laughed again. Not at me, but with me. By winter break, my class had the highest reading scores in the grade. The principal emailed me, "Excellent progress. Whatever you're doing, keep it up." Funny thing, I hadn't changed my accent. I just stopped apologizing for it. The real test came in March, the annual public speaking showcase. Each class had to present a short performance. The other teachers picked skits or songs. My students voted to do storytelling, like Mr. Parker's stories, Emily said, but everyone tells one. We called it Voices of Our Class. The night of the event, the auditorium was packed. Parents, teachers, even the superintendent. I was sweating through my shirt, but my kids were calm. They went up one by one. Stories about grandparents, pets, moving houses, embarrassing moments. They used humor, emotion, rhythm. Every single one ended with, "Thank you for listening." When the applause hit, it was thunder. Afterward, the principal shook my hand. "That was beautiful, Daniel. You've inspired them." I smiled. They just needed to be heard. A week later, during lunch, one of the same teachers who used to compliment my good English asked, "What's your secret? How did you get them so confident?" I said, "I stopped teaching them to sound perfect." The next semester, the school newsletter featured our class. The headline read, "Finding Their Voices." There was a photo of me smiling awkwardly, kids throwing peace signs in the background. My phone buzzed with messages from parents, even the one who'd complained months ago. "My son actually likes English now. Thank you." I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed back, "Glad to hear it. Tell him to keep speaking. Mistakes are proof he's learning." Last month, a new teacher joined. Nervous, young, thick southern drawl. During orientation, I heard two staff whispering, "I hope she can communicate with the kids." I walked over and said, "She'll be fine. We hire teachers, not parrots." That afternoon, I saw by her classroom. She was setting up posters, hands shaking slightly. "First day nerves?" I asked. She nodded. "I just don't want them to laugh." "They might," I said. "Then they'll listen. Then they'll learn. Then they'll forget to laugh." She smiled. Small but real. When the bell rang, her students filed in, buzzing with noise. She took a deep breath and began, voice trembling but steady. I closed the door quietly. Walking down the hallway, I caught my reflection in the trophy case, tie crooked, coffee stain on my sleeve, still the same accent. For the first time, it sounded like belonging.